I believe that in order to successfully reintegrate men and women back into our society who've been in prison, that we must guide them through a reentry process. The skill set for surviving in prison is completely different than the skill set that you need to survive in our communities. While they're in prison, these men and women are not responsible for so many different facets of their life. Let me give you an example. Every day when they're in prison, somebody provides food for them and cleans up after them. But once they're released, they have to figure out a way to buy the food, to prepare the food, to eat the food, and then to clean up after themselves. They have to be able to go to a grocery store that they haven't done in years. They don't know about how much any of this costs or how to provide for themselves. They have to have the utensils in order to prepare it, the utensils that they need to eat it. They're going to have to clean up afterwards. There's so many things that they haven't been responsible for that suddenly, when they leave prison, they'll have to be responsible for. There are dozens of other differences just like this one. I believe that it is foolishness for us to ask these men and women to move from dependence on the institution that they've lived in for years to complete independence in one flying leap. Imagine, if you will, what it would be like for you to move to a foreign country where you barely spoke the language and you didn't have a whole lot of money. That would kind of give you a feeling of what these men and women experience when they leave prison and they move back into our communities after spending years in a different culture. Our goal for returning citizens is for them not to reoffend. We don't want any new victims. We don't want any more ongoing societal costs. And the only way that we can do that, the only way that makes sense, is for us to lead them through a reintegration process. When a high school senior graduates and goes to college, we give them orientation in order to get them used to the new atmosphere. When we hire a new employee at our company, we take them through an onboarding process in order to prepare them for the new company that they'll be working in. How much more does it make sense for us to lead men and women that have been in a very different culture than ours as they come back into our communities to have the opportunity to learn these skills so that as they come back, they have the skill set, they don't have the pressure to reoffend, and they do not create new victims, they don't have the ongoing societal cost, and we have a safe community. That's our goal at Georgia Calls. That's what we ask you to help us with. Help these men and women recreate their lives and be positive influences on their community instead of negative ones.